All right, so let's kind of go over what you've learned about yourself to this point in terms of what it is that you need to do to regain control of your voice. Kind of in your own words.
I have to lower my voice.
Okay, lower what form of your voice?
The tone of my voice, the pitch.
Okay, and where would that be if you hummed it? Okay, now when you're humming, where are you feeling the vibration and the buzz?
Here and then to my ears in this art.
Okay, so what we want to do with that buzz is, with our mind's intention, we want to move the buzz from here to here. Okay, so what you're going to look for is your voice coming up and out like an inverted megaphone. Okay, if you think of the sound is coming up and out through your face. Okay, that's kind of what we want to imagine and get. Okay, so the buzz pulling here. So when you're doing your humming, you really want to concentrate on getting the buzz up into your face, because that's where the voice needs to be focused when you're talking. When you're talking right now, the focus is mostly in your throat. Okay, that's why it's effortful to talk, because your voice is into here. And when you're humming, you're pulling it up into here, which is good, but it's still not forward enough. So if you think about the almost like you're trying to get the hum to come right out from here. Okay, so you feel the vibration there?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's higher pitch, right? Yeah. So it's, I'm also seeing a little, and you'll probably see this if you look on the tape. If you turn toward the tape here, is it on right now?
Yeah.
That little red light means it's on?
Yeah.
Okay, because mine has a green light, I think. No, it doesn't matter. If you look and hum, and you really look at what's happening with your face, I see some tension in your forehead, okay? So when you start to hum, it's Now that tension holds back the sound. Any tension that you have holds back the sound, all right? Even if it's furrowing your brow or if it's tightening your lips, all of those tensions get in the way of the sound. So it needs to be a very, very relaxed sound, okay? So try that again that way. Relax your forehead. Okay, so it's beginning to come out more resonant now. Does it feel a little easier?
That feels easy.
Okay, so it feels easy. All right. And whenever you talk to me, I want you to be aware, okay, of any tensions that you have in your face. You have a tendency when you start to talk to me to say, it feels easy. So it's almost like the effort comes in before the voice ever begins to come out. Okay? And remember that if I'm talking with my face tense, it changes the sound of my voice. Okay? If I relax my face, my voice comes out in a more relaxed manner. And it's really interesting. You wouldn't think of the connection, but all of the musculature ends up being connected. Okay, and so it's got to be a relaxed production, relaxed at ease.
Also, when I watch television at home, my wife says, "Hey, you have to relax your face because you're looking like this to the television."
Right, and what that is, I don't know. Do you have any idea?
And then I'm concentrated in the television, and then when I'm concentrated, then I tense.
Okay, so to be aware of that is a big step for you. To be aware of facial tensions, body tensions. Make sure you're doing something in your life to systematically on a daily basis get into a very relaxed state. Remember the happy skeleton position? That's a very relaxed state. Doing that Megan probably got you into a relaxed state. I didn't watch you on that, but do you do any kind of, do you get massages regularly? Do you do any kind of yoga or stretching, relaxation types of things?
And mostly I relax. When I feel I'm tense in my body, then I concentrate on my breathing, and then I get release it.
So you just kind of do that on your own. You just go, oh, I'm feeling tense, so I'm going to relax.
Yeah.
Okay. That may not be enough. You may want to get some kind of relaxation tape or meditation to do. That's at least a half an hour, and take a half an hour every day just to do that. It's easier when you have somebody guide you through something. Okay, I have a progressive relaxation meditation in my book that is Jacobson's, which is just tensing and releasing different muscles. But look around and see if you can't purchase something that you can listen to on a regular basis to get into that relaxed state, because that tension, as it comes up, it may not be enough just to go, oh wow, I'm really tense, I think I'll try to relax. That may not be enough. Okay, you may need a dedicated time to get in there, because if those tensions continue to take over your body, you're not going to be in a conducive state for easy, relaxed voicing. You're just not going to be there. You have to get in that kind of state. Not that you have to be walking around like a noodle all the time, but as you're doing your rehabilitation, a lot of your issues have to do with muscular tension and probably constricted breathing. Okay, so that is going to be a real big piece for you, is to get into every day. So when you're doing your compliance contract at the end of the week, I want you to be sure that you write down, I'm going to do 30 minutes of relaxation / meditation, on a daily basis. Okay, some of it may be breathing oriented, but we really want to get you into doing that, because if you just watch yourself talking in a mirror, I know when I had SD, I would watch myself talking in the mirror, I would go, and I would be talking like this, and I mean, you would see this like strain in my neck here, and it wasn't within my awareness until I began watching myself. So talk to yourself in the mirror and see what's happening with your face as you begin to speak. And as you begin to relax that, see, even the tension is what's pulling your pitch up. More tension means higher pitch. That's how we increase our pitch. If I go high, there's a lot more tension in my vocal folds in my throat than if I go ooh. Then my larynx is lower. Everything's kind of, the vocal folds get shorter, fatter, and more relaxed. Okay, so all of that goes together. Okay, so resonance, you know that your pitch needs to go lower. I think we get right into some of the voice print and see if we can't target you in on that. You like the M's? Do the M's feel good, or do you want to try something different? You want to try some N's? I think we're going to experiment with some different word lists today to see which ones are most facilitated for you.
Yes, I did the N and the M, and it went quite good.
Mm-hmm.
I got down to 130.
Mm-hmm.
And this morning I called my wife and also said some low sentences.
Oh, see, I liked what you did just then. Some low sentences. You kind of lowered it. You were able to do that. So you're beginning to think. Now you got to get it grooved in, because it's not going to go automatic just like that. You got to groove in those low ones. So did she say, "Oh, it sounds better when you go lower"? Was she able to hear that over the phone?
I said, "Why do you talk like that?"
Why do you, or why don't you?
Why do you?
Why do you? And what did you say?
I said, I have to lower my pitch. They said, okay, it sounds different.
Uh-huh. Did she say different better, different worse?
She didn't comment on that.
No. Okay. Has your voice problem bothered your wife at all?
Yeah, my wife a lot. Because also when I started having the problem, she said you have to go to the doctor. And then I waited for her too long, and now she thinks that I ruined my voice by waiting too long to go to the doctor.
Oh, no, you didn't. Let me just unplug this. No, you didn't. You didn't wait too long, and you didn't ruin your voice. Okay? So, it's important in this process, and you can show this tape. You can show this tape to your wife. It's very important to get support when you're trying to rehabilitate your voice. I would just encourage you guys to work together on this because it's a process, okay? Your SD didn't come on just suddenly. It sort of just creeped up, right, over a time, okay? So those were these habits and things that were happening that constricted your voice. Now we have to unravel them and go back the other way. So if you had gone to the doctor earlier, I mean, it's not like it would have been that much easier, or, I mean, it's what it is. It's kind of like not looking back, but looking forward and saying there is something that I can do about this. And just asking her for her support in it, because you're going to need to change your voice. And if she says, oh, that sounds funny, why are you talking like that? It's very important to understand that it's part of rehabilitating the voice. So anyway, that's on tape. If you don't change the manner that you're using your voice is not going to change and get better. And it has to be within your volition. It's not just going to happen. And even if you get really relaxed, it's not like your voice is just going to suddenly be like it was before, because it's now gotten automatically grooved into where it is right now. Okay? So we got to get it grooved in the other direction as it was before. Do you have tapes of your voice before?
DVD films with my
or anything, yeah, with your old voice. Yeah, you do. Okay. Do you think that your pitch has gotten higher now than it was then? Or do you think your pitch was always a bit high?
I think it always was a bit high.
Okay. But not strained?
No.
Okay.
But when I listen to my father, when he's stressed, also his voice gets a bit like this, also a bit hoarse.
Yeah, okay. So you may have even subconsciously patterned that type of voicing, because we do tend to pattern voices around what we hear, just like dialect. You know, we hear a certain voice, and so we'll begin to pattern ourselves. So if you heard that in your father's voice, you may have had that tendency to do that same thing. You know, and if you got somewhat stressed, you would tense, go throaty, which makes that hoarseness, that harshness, that strain. And so it's saying, I'm not going to stay in that pattern. I'm going to move beyond that pattern. I'm going to break that pattern and change that pattern by lifting my voice up out of my throat, resonating through my face, and just lowering my pitch and getting that grooved in. Okay, does that make sense, the way I'm describing that? Okay, so you're willing to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So first of all, just do a few And that feels nice and relaxed. Okay. I want you to use that often. Okay. And often when you're initiating voicing with me, and I ask you a question, and some of it may be the English, because English is your second language, I'm assuming, and you do quite well with English. But sometimes I'll ask a question and you'll go, do you hear that? What I would prefer you to do when you're thinking is go, because that way you're not in your throat and you're warming up your vocal folds to get your resonance going. And so you have a lot better chance when you begin speaking not to be speaking down here, but to be speaking up here. See that change?
Yeah.
Because you usually will go, and that just kind of sets you up down here. Okay? All right, so let's see what pitch your is on this morning.
Do the humming or the
Well, go ahead and hum and see if you can get, I was seeing what your was, which was a little bit higher, but let's see if you can get a hum down to, what did we say, 120? 120 to 130 around, okay? See if we can do that. Okay, and then stop and take a breath and see if you can hit that pitch again. And when you drop a little lower, sometimes you'll hear, do you hear how the focus changes from resonating here to your throat? Do you hear how that changes sometimes?
I did not.
You
touch
didn't?
it.
Oh, here, let's stop. All right, we're going to listen to this part and see right here, see that kind of bump, that kind of, it's sort of a little fuzzy there. That's when you went from do you hear that? Just a little bit of interference came in. Okay, so let's play it. See, there was a little bit more interference when you dropped your pitch a little bit. Just a little bit, not a whole lot, but enough to say, you know, that resonance changed. So what I want you to do this time is I want you to purposely go from go from throat to face, back and forth. See if you can do that and take control of that, because that's real important. Do that. Okay. Now back up. Very good. So you just showed me how you could shift your resonance. Did you feel the difference?
Well, I was not paying attention to that. I was focusing on the humming.
Just the humming?
Yeah.
Okay, but did you see what you did though? You went in and out of resonant. When I said, can you go from your face to your throat? You were doing that. You weren't trying to do that?
Yeah, I was trying to do that, but I was not paying attention on my head.
Oh, okay. All right. But you did that. You made that shift. So that what we want is the resonance staying up here in the face. Okay? Staying right up here and coming out. Now, what happens if you take a word like hey, and you just sort of put it out there? What happens?
Hey! 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 It goes easily.
It does go easily, doesn't it? Okay? So what we want to do, now the conversational voice that you are using with me is almost a confidential voice. You know, the technique of confidential voice, okay? Where you're talking really quietly, like this, okay? So what happens if you pick that volume up a little bit and place your voice out somewhat? Okay, this is still resonant voice kinds of techniques, but what happens if you place your voice out? Like, you're not going to shout, but you would say, hey, hey.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Can you do that and keep your face real relaxed? Hey.
Hey! 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 Hey!
Now lower, hey.
Hey!
Hey.
Hey!
Ho.
Oh!
He.
He!
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha!
Ooh, what's wrong with that voice? That's a pretty big booming voice there.
I like it that way.
Well, yeah, so we're going to groove it in that way, okay? And we'll do some more. Now, I said we're going to try different ones. You've done the N's, you've done the M's, right? Let's try some H's, because H's help you to get your air flowing outward. Okay. So I'm going to do H's. Let you move in a little bit closer over here, and you can run the voice print. I want you to try placing your voice out just like what we had done in practicing, and you'll be doing ha, he, hey, ho. All right, now that's not a shout. That's just a resonant voice, okay? So you're placing your voice outward, and we'll see, we'll kind of look, I'll check to see what your pitch is, but you just concentrate on the resonance coming out here and relaxing your face and very easily breathing in those words, just like how we just practiced, okay?
Ha, hey, hey, ho, ooh, he, him, red, it, hoed, hoes, hot, hok, hop, honey, hip, is, how, het, her, help, heel.
Okay, let's stop for a minute. How did that feel in terms of effort? Was it easy or hard? Or so-so?
Very easy.
Oh, very easy. Okay. That's good. Did it just sort of flowed out? You didn't really feel tension, didn't feel anything going. Okay, let's take a look and see what you think it sounds like. Because what it is
Sorry to bother you. She didn't bring her massage table. Do you want her to go get it? We'll put her an hour behind.
I can't have her be an hour behind. Go ask Michael if there's any way he can use the futon. And she can use mine. I told her to bring it.
Oh, she forgot. Well, I can go get it.
Yeah, but look at the schedule. I mean, it's packed. I don't know how we're going to do an hour behind. You'll just have to check the schedule, honey, and see if it's workable. I don't know what to... Okay. Just a little glitch. Okay, so it wasn't as low as what we had targeted, but it didn't really matter because it was nice and resonant. Okay, so there are several ways to get to the voice that you want, one of which is to resonate, the other of which is to change the pitch, okay? And the two of those combined together with the breathing really brings it all together. But I liked the way this sounded.
Hey, hey, oh, he, him, red, it, hoed, hoes, hot, hok, hop, honey, hip, is, how, het, her, help, heel.
Okay, so
It sounds much higher than I heard from myself. It sounds more strangled than I feel it.
well, but this does not sound as strangled as your conversational speech does.
No.
This sounds a lot freer, and it felt a lot freer. Okay, but you're saying when you hear it, you're going, it sounds a bit high. Okay, so let's do those again, and let's, with your mind's intention, try to lower the pitch. Okay? See what happens with that. See if it's easier. Okay?
Ah, hey, hey, oh, who,
Relax this.
I, him, it, hoed, hoes, hot, hok, hop, homie, hip, is, how, het, her, help, heel, en, hem,
Are you breathing?
het.
You breathing? Are you pushing in here at all?
Maybe it's a bit stuck here.
Yeah, I don't want you to push here. I want you to let this be real loose when you're talking. No push here. So when you're saying those words, you don't want... go ahead and just do some more of those words. I'm going to see what's happening with your diaphragm.
Ah, hey, ooh, I, him, it, hoed, hoes, hot, hok, hop.
Okay, stop for just a second. You're breathing right up here. Okay, you're taking these little quickie breaths right up here. So you're not getting air down into here. So when you breathe in, I want you to see if you can make my hand go out a bit. Okay, so just breathe into here first. Now start to speak.
Ah, hey, ooh, I,
Relax
him,
this.
root, roos, hot, ook, hop, honey, hip, is.
And see if you can go lower even, like hip, hop, honey, his, lower.
Hip, roos, is, how, het, her, help, ill, en.
Keep going just a little bit.
Het, of, e, a.
Okay, you can stop. Now, how was that feeling for you, effort-wise? Just fixing the signal here. How was that feeling effort-wise, from an effort perspective?
Quite easy.
Uh-huh.
Now I had to concentrate on breathing in.
You were breathing up here. You were taking these little he, hi, ho, he, him. If you're breathing up in here, you don't have the proper support for the breath, and that's why you were having to you were trying to push from here to get that little bit of breath to ride and produce your voice. Okay, that's what you were doing. So, thinking about breathing into here, let's move on over. Well, first of all, let me ask you about the sounds. Do you like H's better than M's or N's?
I think H is more difficult.
Okay.
So, prefer H.
You prefer H?
Yeah.
Because it's harder?
Yeah.
Well, what I like to do is do the easy ones first and then move to the harder ones. So what's the easiest that you've done so far? M's or N's?
I think N.
N. Okay, so we're going to start with the easiest because we want to get the best with the easiest. And then you always go from the thing that is the easiest and then you move toward the thing that's the hardest. The thing that's the hardest is conversation, right? Especially a stressful conversation or having to say something you don't really want to have to say, okay? Or, stressful situation, that's probably the most difficult, right?
I also noticed that when I speak to, for example, customers, I say something and then I release all my breath. So yeah, I breathe in and then I keep it locked and then I speak and then it.
And that's a very bad pattern for your voice because you need your air to give energy to your voice. So if you're talking while you're holding your breath, it's going to be really hard to talk. Now that's a very dysfunctional pattern. So it's good that you've recognized that you do that. So you're going to have to learn that when you speak to your customers, you're going to have to use this new manner of speaking. Now what I would do at first is what you're doing now, which is allowing someone else to do that. You're letting someone else do most of the talking for you at work right now. True?
Yeah, as much as possible.
Right, okay. So, do you like your job?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy your job?
Yeah.
Okay, do you like talking to customers?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I had the same problem. I loved being a speech therapist, but it required talking all day long. So I had to stop doing all that talking for a while. Okay? So, anyway, you'll work through that. And as it gets easier to talk, you'll do more talking to your customers. And you'll do it in a correct way, but you'll be more aware of what you're doing with your breathing. All right, let's go back to N's. I want you to, let's just begin with the N words. I want you to think about resonating. I want you to think about breathing into here, okay? Not pushing the sound out, but just allowing the sound to come out in a very comfortable tone, okay? We won't be concerned too much about pitch, but I'm going to watch your pitch. You don't have to watch your pitch right now. I'll tell you whether I want you to try to go lower, okay, or whether the pitch is okay. If I don't say anything, then I may just do some adjustments. You do have a lot of tension in your neck up in here. I would recommend that for a time you get some regular massage therapy, at least the upper neck and back, okay, to get all that muscle tension worked out. I think would be real important for you. All right, so ready to go with the ends. Let's see how it goes.
No, 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 new, nigh, nay, knee, not, nip, neck, net, nap, nice, known, known, nope, night, nine, gnome, known, knit, net, neck, noun, nose, niche, nil, not, knock, nate, nick, gnaw, news,
Okay,
noun.
let's stop for a minute. How does that feel effort-wise?
Quite easy, but then my focus goes to my breathing here,
Mm-hmm.
then I feel some tension here.
Mm-hmm. So you're getting more aware of your body here and what you're doing with regard to your voice production. So this has to be released. When you feel that tensing, and you know that that's tensing, then you just release it. And you think about keeping this out and keeping this soft and not pushing the voice out. Because that's the biggest problem with SD is this pushing the voice out. We think we have to. We get in our minds that talking's hard, and it's not. When you resonate and you relax here and you have plenty of air, and not even plenty of it, it's not like it takes a whole lot of air to speak on, but it takes the proper dynamics of air, not the short little quick tight chest and holding our breath when we speak. We have to allow the air to flow. Okay? Now this to me sounded good. How did it sound to your ear? Your own self. Like when you were listening to yourself, did you think it sounded good?
Good, but when I noticed that I was holding the breath here, then I almost was getting out of air,
Mm-hmm.
then it sounded more strangled.
Okay, so does that mean that you need to stop, take a breath? Stop and take a breath then.
Yeah.
When you begin to feel that. When you need to breathe, you have to breathe. You know, you can't, when you begin to feel that it's tightening up, that's your body telling you that it's time to stop and take a breath. It's time to stop and pause. You know, I have a feeling that what got you into this condition was a lot of talking while you were holding your breath. And a lot of extra tension throughout your body, not just in this part of your body, but in this part of your body, and this part of your body, and even up into your face. That's why when you go to speak, when I speak to you, there's no change in my facial tension when I speak to you, right? Now watch what happens if I do change my facial tension and I tense my face on purpose. It changes the quality of my voice. It's really hard to talk that way. It's really hard to talk that way. So you have to think about everything being relaxed. All of this being relaxed. So the voice just flows. Okay? And the air just flows. Okay? That's going to be one of the biggest things for you. You're going to have to learn how to speak in a more relaxed manner.
Yeah, because when I'm really tense, then I also get twitches here.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I don't notice it myself, but I saw it back on the video and then I think, whoa, that's serious.
Well, that's what tensions will do. That's what tensions will do. They will create spasms and twitches and things throughout your body, and oftentimes it's nothing more than it's tension. You know, if you tense your face, you're going to have some of that coming in. It's just going to happen. So being aware of it, I have not noticed any while you've been here, which is good. You know, perhaps you're now more in tune, you know, to some of those things. But this, whenever you go to speak, this instantly furrows. Like it's like an anticipation that it's going to be difficult to speak. Be hard, you know, as opposed to just that easy. See, when you do that, there's no tension. So a lot of And see your voice, your face is perfectly relaxed and it comes out very easily now, doesn't it? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So let's listen back and see what you think about this.
Net, nep, nice, no, no, nope, night, nine, no, no, knit, net, neck, noun, nose, niche, nail, knot, knock, nate.
How does it sound to you? Do you like that sound?
Like tone,
Mm-hmm.
I hear the hoarseness.
See, I don't hear the hoarseness. I don't hear hoarseness in that. And I see nice resonance here. Okay. There's a little bit of noise up in the upper tone here, but I'm not hearing, I guess, what you're hearing. Okay, I'm hearing a good, clear, and I like this.
Net, nap, nice, no, no. Yeah, this is also what I follow my voice before I is D.
Uh-huh. That sounds like your voice before?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like that then?
That's why I also want to lower my pitch and maybe take some speaking lessons, because I thought it was a bit thin.
A bit thin.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't resonating. You want it to resonate. You want to place your voice forward. You want to place it out here, and then it's going to resonate just like, hey, ho, yo. Just do a few of those.
Hey, oh, hey, ah, oh, e, ah.
Do you see how that doesn't have to be a big effort to do that? It just comes out, right? But as soon as you go back into your conversational voice, it's this very tiny little voice that's kind of held back. When the voice is all in there, you have the voice in there. It's just gotten grooved into this quiet, little held back, sort of throaty, harsh, SD voice. Okay? But the voice is in there. It's not that you don't have access to it. You've lost your way from it. You know, and you're telling me that even before SD you had a voice that you really didn't like that much because you felt like it was a little too high and a little too thin, and maybe it wasn't resonant, and maybe it got tight, right?
Yeah, from my own body it sounded good, but when I saw myself on video or heard myself back, then I had that impression.
Okay, so we can work with that. Now, I liked the way this sounded, so what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and go to the phrases, okay?
Nan knows it's not new now.
No, just the phrases. No, not now.
No, not now. Now it's new. New, me now. Net knows nothing. Not new knees. Net can nip. Net next Nancy. Net's never nap.
Okay, how did that, go ahead with this and just tell me how that felt. Go ahead and talk into here and tell me how that felt. Tell me.
Good.
Well, ease-wise, it was...
Felt easy, but I want to go lower.
Okay. Now I'm going to stop, and I want you to see, first of all, see the phrases that you had, see the resonance that you had, see how that changed when you went into conversation. Now I want you to listen to the change that you made when you went into conversation. Okay?
Not new knees. Net can nip. Net next Nancy. Net's never nap. Good. Felt easy, but I want to go lower.
did you see how the resonance kind of faded away? See, when you were doing your phrases, you had all this resonance, okay? Just reading no naps now, Nan no snaps, and then, well, I wanted to, it just switched right over. And you got to get away from this, because you have that's kind of a habit, okay? That we want to replace. If you're thinking about what it is that you want to say, it's okay to have a pause and have a sound, but it needs to be not because that puts you right back into that mode. That puts you right back into that thin, and thin is a very good word. I'm glad you used that word because that is a good word to describe your conversational voice, is thin. It's not resonating, but when you were doing the sentences, you were resonating. So the trick for you is going to be to groove these in enough so that you can then take that type of resonance and say, no, not now. That sounded good. I liked the way that sounded. Okay? And then another thing that I would like to see you do is put a little bit more energy into your voice. Instead of being locked into, no, not now. No, not now. Just a little bit more play, because it's going to help to have more richness and less thinness. Okay, so that's a real good thing. All right, so let's do some more of the phrases.
No, not now. Now it's new. New me now. Net knows nothing. Not new knees. Net can nip. Net next Nancy. Nets never nap. Naps are nice. No naps now. Nan knows naps. Nice naps at night.
Now stop and just talk to me in that same voice.
You want me to talk to you like this?
Well, yeah, I want you to talk like this, but I don't want you to talk like this. I want you to talk like this.
Oh, you want me to talk like this?
But with no tension in your face. I talk like this. I talk like this.
I talk like this. Like this. Tension? Where's the tension in my face?
Yeah, a little bit of tension in your forehead.
My forehead.
Yeah. But when you do that, there's no tension in your face or your forehead. When you do your mm-hms.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, see? And that's getting better. Is it feeling better? So it's all about the feel of the resonance coming forth. Tell me, is it feeling better?
It feels a lot better.
Okay, great. And look what happened with your resonance. Remember before you got really thin and you got really low? But on this, let's just listen to some of your comments and see if you like them better.
Where is the tension in my face? My forehead. Oh, that's nice. It feels a lot better.
Okay, now our pitch is still high. Okay, so we still have the pitch a little bit higher than you'd like. So we can go back into the humming and see if you can get the humming and lower the pitch. Because if I want to lower my pitch, it's just with the intention in my mind that I lower my pitch. Okay, I'll lower my pitch. Okay, but it's resonating. So the resonance is the most important thing for you, because instantly it begins to sound. I mean, did you see the difference in how it was beginning to sound?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what I also want you to think about too is that this sort of stilted way of speaking. Okay, like where's that coming from? There's not a flow.
That's from my concentration on my voice.
Okay, where is your, what are you thinking when you're speaking?
That I have to keep it low.
Okay. What if I said, don't worry so much about keeping it low, just resonate it? What if I said, just don't even worry about the pitch. Just resonate, just let your voice come straight out through your face. Don't worry about the pitch. Just talk to me and just let the voice, just think about your voice resonating right up through your face and out, like you're placing your voice out to me.
When I place my voice out to you, then I'm a bit afraid that my pitch will go up,
Yeah.
and then my voice will crack down.
Will crack down. Is it cracking down now?
No?
Okay. So we're not going to worry too much about the pitch at this moment. Okay. Now, if it's what I understand why we do want your pitch to go lower and why we'll get there, but what I would rather first target is this flow. Okay, this flow of air with the voice coming out and this resonating here. Once you get that flow and that resonating, it's going to be really easy for you to play around with your pitch more. You do have a tendency to go up. At the end of phrases, you go up. At the end of phrases, you go up. You kind of have that tendency to do that, okay? But if you learn that about you and you play back and you record and you play back frequently so that you can hear what you're doing, this will help you to guide you to the voice that you want. You can create the voice that you want. People can change their dialects, they can change their pitches. You can do whatever you want to with your voice, okay? But you're taking it under your control. But I want to get a flow. I want to get a flow. You were beginning to get better with the flow with the phrases. So maybe let's go to the sentences. And what I want you to do is make sure that you're flowing through the sentence. We don't want Nan knows it's not new now. We don't want that. We want a flow. Nan knows it's not new now. Sometimes it helps to read the sentence first so you know what you're saying. Okay? I really don't care if you say it, if you want to translate it and do it in Dutch. It's fine with me. If that feels better to you, just read the sentence and then translate it, say it in Dutch. Might be better for you since that's the language that you use, what, 90% of the time? Or
Yeah.
you don't use English much, right? Okay. So maybe it would be better for you to practice in Dutch. It might flow better for you. Okay? And I know what the sentences say, so maybe I'll learn some Dutch.
Yeah, maybe in Dutch some sounds are more difficult to pronounce for me.
Oh, are they? Like what sounds?
I think.
Remember? Not but
I think the ha.
Ha, which would be like H, right?
Oh.
Or is it ah?
Yeah, ha. No. Help. Hallo? Hoe gaat het? Het gaat goed.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so maybe the things that you were thinking were hard, nah, maybe not so hard. Yeah?
In my work, some words were easy and some words were more difficult.
Mm-hmm. Well, you go with what is easy, and then you then later move on to what is more difficult. I had a hard time with A's and R's, and so in the beginning I was doing lots of M's and N's to get my resonance forward, and then later on I went with the R's and the A's and the things that were more difficult and got those grooved in. Okay, so it's just kind of a process. But I would like for you to work on, we're going to stop here, and you might want to stop your tape because we're done. Oh, this is stopped already. I'm going to go ahead and